All right, guys, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about why certain insurance agencies are able to hit 100 policies a month and certain ones aren't. There's a lot of different marketing and strategic tactics you can use to really get certain numbers increased or, have an X amount of percentage that goes up. But the real reason is this. The biggest secret, the number one thing that any agency can do to increase their sales today is the follow-up process, okay? And you might think that you have a great follow-up process in your insurance agency. Maybe that initial quote comes in and you set aside a time and a calendar, maybe 2-3 days out, and you shoot them another call or email or mail it out, however you do it. And that's your follow-up process. And maybe it goes into a requote pile and you hit them up every 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it may be. Where that is good, what's even better is a constant follow-up process that it might sound ridiculous, but you need to be touching prospects at least a minimum of 5 times before you let it go. Why is that? Because 80% of sales in the insurance industry and most other industries, most of those sales come between the 5th and the 12th contact. Let's think about that for a second. 80% of sales from the insurance industry come from the 5th to the 12th contact. So I want to ask you something. In your agency, how many times are you even getting to a 5th contact? I'm going to bet you it's very few, because if you are, you're probably writing enough business where you really don't care about learning anymore right now, or you're so busy you're not learning anymore. Now, if you are getting to that 5th contact, just keep, further and further is going to get you more and more sales. I talk to clients a lot, and one client said their goal is to have more one-sale conversations. And well, that's a nice goal to have, because you look at, the large corporate call centers such as Geico or Esurance or Progressive, where that's their deal, right? They go and they want one-shot sales, but you got to realize the volume they're getting in. Tens of thousands of people calling in a day. A local agency, we're not getting that. Okay, so the whole thought of a one-call sale is just not relevant to our local agencies. That's why it kills me when internet lead providers try to give you these scripts to close them like that, because the reality is we're not getting that kind of volume. And even to get volume to make those numbers even make sense, you're spending way more on leads than you're ever going to get in premium. So the reality is this: while in a perfect world I want to talk to a prospect for 5 minutes one time and close the sale, that's not how it works. We have to understand that in a prospect's mind, we're not going to be closing most sales unless it's between the 5th and the 12th contact. So that's your goal. It needs to be at least reaching people up to that 5th contact. And always use every resource you have. So if you have their email, use it. Direct mail, which most of you probably have an address for most prospects. And of course, a phone number. Anytime you have a phone number and you've talked to somebody, that gives you permission to call again. So use every single tactic that you have at your disposal to follow up in that process, and change it up. Maybe it's a phone call one day, 3 days later is an email, maybe another day is direct mail. Change it up a little bit. You're going to find your area has certain patterns, and certain people have certain patterns. But that 80% of sales comes through the 5th to the 12th contact. You have to keep in your mind whenever you're looking at your entire agency's follow-up process. I know it worked for my agency once I figured this out, and it took us very quickly to the 100-item mark. So I want you guys to go and do that today, and I guarantee you're going to see a huge uptick in production, and you're not going to be needing to spend as much money on leads, because once you have this follow-up process down, you're going to be closing more and more items. All right, guys, if you need anything, always hit me up, joe@imwithdavis.com. Other than that, I will talk to you later.